Welcome back students. Now we are going to study about periodicity in electronegativity, valency and metallic and non-metallic character in this video, and then we will be able to know that why non-metals are present on extreme right while metals are present on left of the periodic table. So let's start. Periodic trends in electronegativity. That means now we are going to discuss how electronegativity varies in a period, along the group, and along the period and down the group. So first of all, what is electronegativity? Actually, electronegativity is the tendency of an atom to attract the shared pairs of electron in a molecule. Okay, so we have just studied electron affinity. Electron affinity is also the tendency of an atom to attract the electrons, and electronegativity is also the tendency of atom to attract the electrons. But the difference is that is the property of an gaseous isolated atom, but this is the property of a atom in molecule. So electronegativity, it is the tendency of an atom in a molecule to attract the shared pairs of electron toward itself. Okay. Let's understand this with an example. Let's say there is a molecule of bond formed between two similar atoms A and A. In this case, this is a covalent bond, and both the atoms will share one electrons each to form a molecule, a bond like this. Now, as both are similar, same type of atoms, so they are identical in properties. In this case, this shared pairs of electron will lie in the center exactly at this point. Now, if what happens that these are two different molecules, atoms A and B, in this case probably we know one would be more electronegative, another will be less electronegative. So the one which has more electronegativity or which is more electronegative will attract the shared pairs of electron toward itself more, and that's why these shared pairs of electron are now no more at the center of the bond, but they are more toward the more electronegative element, causing a partial negative charge on this and partial positive charge on this, and this type of bonds are called polar bonds. So we have to discuss here is the tendency of an atom to attract these shared pairs of electron toward itself. The one which has greater tendency to attract these shared pairs of electron toward itself will be of more electronegativity, while another one will be of less electronegativity. So electronegativity is a comparative property. The one element which is more electronegative compared in one bond may be less electronegative in another one. For example, in carbon chlorine bond, we know chlorine is more electronegative, but when chlorine is present with fluorine, we know in this case fluorine is more electronegative. So it is a comparative degree and comparative property. Now, so we know electronegativity is tendency of an atom in a molecule to attract shared pairs of electron toward itself, and again it depends on, yes, the nuclear charge. Greater the effective nuclear charge, greater will be the electronegativity, which in turn depends on the size. Yes, smaller atoms or the elements with small atomic size will have greater tendency to attract the shared pairs of electron toward itself. So small the atomic radius, greater will be the electronegativity. So we know that along a period, atomic size decreases, that means electronegativity increases. So variation in a period, it increases on moving from left to right in a period, while it decreases down the group. When we move from top to bottom in a group, it decreases down the group because of increase in size. Now you can see the electronegativity increases along the period. Why? Because yes, the size is progressively decreasing, and smaller size, more will be the electronegativity. Again, it decreases along the period, down the group, because of increase in size. Greater the size, more will be the effective nuclear charge, and lesser will be the tendency of atom to attract the shared pairs of electron toward itself. Next is valency. Just I told you that the groups represent valency of an element. Group gives us information about the number of valence electrons, and valence electrons give us the information about valency. So what is valency? It is the number of univalent atoms which can combine with an atom to give an element. That, or other word, we can say it is the number of electrons which take part in bond formation. So valency is given by the number of electrons in outermost shell. Actually, the number of electrons in outermost shells are valence electrons, and valency depends on valence electrons. Okay, now if the number of valence electron is either 4 or less than 4, in that case valency will be simply equal to the number of valence electrons. For example, we know that in case of hydrogen, helium, lithium, beryllium, boron, in this case this atomic number is 1, here it is 2, here it is 3, here it is 4, here it is 5. In this case, what is the number of valence electrons in these? So we know it contains 1 valence electron, here the number of valence electrons are 2, in this case it is 1, again 2, here it is 3. So all these are less than 4. So in this case the valency will be equal to the valence electron. So for hydrogen there is 1 valence electron which is less than 4, so valency will be equal to 1. Let's remove helium because it is an inert or noble gas, it does not participate in any bond formation, so let's skip it. In case of lithium, again number of valence electrons is 1 which is less than 4, so valency will also be 1. Beryllium, again there are 2 valence electrons which is again less than 4, so the valency will also be 2. Boron also has 3 valence electrons which is less than 4, so valency is also 3 in case of borons. But if the number of valence electrons is greater than 4, then valency is calculated using this formula, 8 minus number of valence electrons. Let's move further apart. We know carbon, the number of valence electrons is 4, so the valency will also be 4 according to the first. Now after carbon we move to nitrogen. Valence electrons are 5 which is more than 4. In that case valency would be equal to 8 minus 5, or yes 3, it is 3 in case. So if the atomic number is if the number of valence electrons is greater than 4, in that case for finding out the valency we have to subtract the number of valence electrons from 8. Now along a period, variation in a period of valency increases from 1 to 4 and then decreases from 4 to 0, because noble gases have 0 valency actually, from left to right. Again, variation in a group, there is no change in valency of an element on moving down the group. All the elements belonging to a particular group exhibit same valency. As I told you, valency number of group defines the valency of an element. That means all the elements of a particular group have same valency, which is known as group valency also. So again, all the members of first group will show 1 valency, all of 2 will show valency 2. In this case 3, in this case it would be 4. In this case there are 5 valence electrons which are more than 4, so it would be 8 minus 5, or just write down, valency would be 8 minus 5 which is equal to 3. In this case it would be 8 minus 6 which is equal to 2. In this case it would be 8 minus 7 which is 1, and in this case it is 0. That's why we say first it increases up to 4, then it starts decreasing. Next is variation of metallic and non-metallic character of elements in periodic table. Obviously, what are metals? Metals are those which easily donate electrons, and non-metals are those which easily gain electrons. So we know that, again it says that non-metallic elements have strong tendency to gain electrons. So non-metallic elements would be those which are of small size. Smaller size means greater affinity for the electrons. So non-metallic character is directly related to the electronegativity, and metallic character is inversely related to electronegativity, or we can say that metallic character directly depends on size, is inversely proportional to the size. Smaller the size, greater will be the non-metallic character, and larger the size, less will be the non-metallic character, or high will be the metallic character. That's why across the period electronegativity increases because the size decreases, and because of decrease in size the non-metallic character increases along the period while metallic character decreases along the period. And down the group, size increases, electronegativity decreases, and because of increase in size the tendency to accept electrons decreases. That's why down the group non-metallic character decreases while metallic character increases because of increase in size, because of which they can easily donate electrons now. So down the group metallic character increases while non-metallic decreases. Along the period metallic character decreases while non-metallic character increases. Next is period. Again, here it is shown that metallic character increases in this direction, that means from right to left, while again down the group metallic character increases and non-metallic character decreases. When we move from left to right, the non-metallic character will increase and metallic character will decrease. When we move from top to bottom, metallic character will increase and non-metallic character will decrease. That means metallic and non-metallic character are opposite to each other actually. Now these are the generalized, this is a generalized expression for how the electron gain, enthalpy, ionization energy and all the other physical properties vary in a periodic table. Now there are some solved examples based on this. Now increasing order of electronegativity in the elements. In this we have to find out the increasing order of electronegativity of the elements. Carbon, nitrogen, sulfur and phosphorus. Okay. So we know in periodic table the arrangement is in like this way. Carbon comes in group 14, followed by nitrogen in group 15, then comes silicon in the same group as carbon, then comes phosphorus in the same group as nitrogen. So this is the order, and we know we are talking about electronegativity. So electronegativity will increase in this way and it will decrease in this way. That means because of, and again, so that means from here we can predict easily that nitrogen would be of highest electronegativity, and there is only one option. In fact, nitrogen is one of the most top 3 electronegative elements of the periodic table. The first one is fluorine, second one is oxygen, and third one is nitrogen. So in this one, nitrogen would be the most electronegative element here. So the correct option is C. Now we have to find out in this question the increasing order of ionic radii of the given isoelectric species. Isoelectronic means these all have same number of electrons. Okay, so let's write down them according to their position in the periodic table. Sulfur comes first in group 16, followed by chlorine in group 17, followed by argon in group 18, and in the next period comes potassium, after that calcium. This is group, okay, this is how. So 16, okay, now if sulfur gains 2 electron, it will reach to the electronic configuration of argon. Similarly, if chlorine accepts 1 electron, it will become same as argon in electronic configuration, and for becoming argon, potassium has to lose an electron and calcium has to lose 2 electrons. That means in all of these the number of shells, number of principal quantum number is same, number of shells are same, and actually these are from third period, this is fourth. That means for all these ions the number of shells is 3. Now the next thing on which the size will depend is only the effective nuclear charge. In this case we know okay, so now which one has highest atomic number in these? Obviously calcium. So the most highest value for effective nuclear charge would be in that case which one has highest number of protons, that means highest atomic number. So calcium being having highest atomic number here would have maximum number of protons in the nucleus, and that will attract most effectively to these three orbitals, and thus would have smallest size. So calcium would have smallest size as given in this case, followed by potassium, then obviously chlorine, and then sulfur. So the correct option is C here. So students, electronegativity increases along the period while decreases down the group, and metallic character, yes, decreases along the period, increasing down the group, while valency of all the elements of a particular group is same. We know all these facts. In next video, we will see that the first member of all the representative groups show anomalous properties. That means their properties is different from rest of the element. Thank you.